Hi, everybody from the Crossing King Garage. I'm Randy.
And I'm Kristen. It's 3 days after Christmas. Merry Christmas. We hope you all had a wonderful one.
We hope you have a wonderful life, too. And today, we have one of our fan favorite things that we do in a Recast It. Now, you've probably watched this film at least once, possibly as many as 15 to 20 times, depending upon how much you may like it in your household. But here in the Crossing King Garage, we typically only watch it once, just so we keep it fresh when we watch year to year. And that film is Frank Capra's Jimmy Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life. And we absolutely love this film. And now, I have to confess, I did not come to this film, or let me say this, I came to this film like many of you. It was the cable time. Ted Turner was dominating cable networks. TNT, TBS. These guys were rolling. At one Christmas season, they rolled It's a Wonderful Life for 24 hours straight.
My goodness.
That's right. For 24 hours straight, you could get your fill of It's a Wonderful Life and the Adventures of George Bailey.
This movie is a classic, and for very good reason. It is a beautiful story and actually based on a book.
Right. And when it came out at the box office, it really didn't do that well.
No.
It came into its Christmas life in the 80s, really. As far as
VHS
becoming...
and DVD?
Absolutely. Well, through Turner Classic Movies.
And cable.
But anyway, we are going to recast this phenomenal Christmas classic film.
Now let me remind y'all of the rules of Recast It. We take an old film, we give it a modern day cast. We are not asking for a remake or a reboot of this movie in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Please, Hollywood, don't mess this up.
Please don't. Please don't.
There are a handful of films, and the films that we do in Recast It, we do not ever recommend. But we think it'd be fun to just imagine.
It's fun to headcanon what could be with a redone version of any given movie.
And if they are ever redone, they need to be line per line remakes.
Set back where they were originally set.
In their context.
In their context, and possibly even done in black and white. That would probably be amazing.
You know, as fashionable as vinyl is now again.
Maybe we need to do a few more black and white movies.
Maybe we do. I mean, Schindler's List won Oscars by doing
Werewolf
so.
by Night on Disney Plus was highly celebrated because it was done in black and white.
Gotcha.
So,
Hey,
you know
Hollywood,
what?
now that you're back to work,
maybe bring black and white movies back a little bit.
it wouldn't hurt you
Just
any.
a little bit. All right, so we are going to get started. All right. First up, we have George. George Bailey, played beautifully by Jimmy Stewart. This man was a titan back in the 40s and 50s, and I believe he continued working up until the 80s. His last role was as the old dog in the sequel to American Tail in Fievel Goes West. His last role was that old cowboy dog.
Cool.
In Fievel Goes West. George Bailey. George Bailey is probably one of his most iconic roles.
Absolutely.
George, bless him. He's a man who just cannot seem to catch a break.
Huge dreams, but can't seem to have them come to be fruition.
And he gets to the point where he's like, my life isn't worth anything, and it's just he's depressed. He's severely depressed.
I think one of the reasons that his character resonates with so many people is everybody feels this way at one point or another. You have times in your life where you're just like, oh, what could have been? Mm-hmm. And then you come back to reality and you realize, hey, I've got it pretty good. So, George Bailey.
So, when looking for actors to step into the gigantic shoes of Jimmy Stewart, one of the things I looked for was somebody who could pull off the bewildered shock face where he just turns into the camera and his eyes are bulging when the reality of what's happened is setting in on him, but who can also play the sweet, wide-eyed dreamer person. So I went with Josh Dallas. Probably best known to us for Once Upon a Time, but also recently just finished the television show Manifest, in which he pulled the bewildered shock face more times than I could count. You could probably make a drinking game to how many times he pulled that face. And the more I watched him pull that face, I'm like, that's a Jimmy Stewart face. He'll be a great George Bailey.
In her most bewildered.
In my most bewildered look. But Josh Ellis is a great actor. He's been in at least one Marvel movie. He was the original Fandral in the Thor movie. He was great in Once Upon a Time. He goes back and forth between hilarious and dramatic very well, which is great for this role. And like I said, he can pull off the face. So
That's a great casting.
I have no doubt Josh would be able to pull off.
Mostly a TV actor, known as a television actor. I would love to see him be the lead in something in the future of the big screen. Absolutely. Good casting. My pick... And I have to confess, we just watched Top Gun Maverick. So my pick is Miles Teller. I think he's got body makeup. I think he could pull off everything that he needs to. I think he is... If you go back to Footloose, he can be that energetic, charismatic type character, which he really wasn't in Maverick, but he has the ability to pull that off. He's got the look, get rid of the rooster mustache, and go from there. I think Miles Teller, a great up-and-coming actor, has had several just top-notch roles. Whoever his agent is picking well for him and helping him make some very, very good decisions. Miles Teller is my George Bailey.
All right. I like that pick.
Thanks.
I think I like mine better, but I like that pick. Moving right along, we have Mary, played gorgeously by Miss Donna Reed originally. Daddy, do you know a bit about Donna Reed?
Donna Reed went on to become Miss Ellie in Dallas, the television show Dallas. She also had her own television show back in the 50s.
The Donna Reed show. There was a whole Gilmore Girls episode about that.
Exactly, there sure was. And so the Donna Reed show. So she's this very well-known television actress who was back and forth at Hollywood. Big screen, small screen. Big screen, small screen. You know, this really was in my opinion, a pretty breakout performance. But let's face it, Donna Reed plays Donna Reed. You know, I mean, she's pretty well typecast in many of the performances that I have seen. Now, I promise you that other than the Donna Reed show, Dallas, and It's a Wonderful Life, I don't recall anything else that I've seen her in. But she plays Donna Reed very, very well.
And sometimes that's not bad.
That's not bad.
If your own personality is literally what's needed for the character. I mean, Ryan Reynolds has made a whole career out of just playing himself.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I mean, playing yourself is not a bad thing.
So the actresses that we've looked at...
The character of Mary.
What's her last name originally?
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, it's Mary Bailey later on.
It's Mary Bailey for the majority. She pretty much is the rock for George. She's steady. She refuses to give up on any of her dreams, mostly because her dreams come true. She gets George. She gets her house. She gets her kids. Like, Mary's got it pretty good, and she's happy with it. And, you know, she winds up actually being the hero in the end, because she's the one that goes and rallies the town to help George. Right. So Mary is integral to the plot, even if you don't think she is.
Everybody needs a Mary Bailey.
Everybody needs a Mary Bailey in their life. So, looking at actresses, I couldn't help myself. Josh Dallas is in real life married to Jennifer Goodwin. They played Charming and Snow White together on Once Upon a Time. I want to keep them together. So my pick for Mary is Jennifer Goodwin. She, in her role as Snow White, now I will admit, the only thing I have seen her in is Once Upon a Time, so, and her voice in Zootopia. But her mannerisms in, especially the first season of Once Upon a Time, she's very quiet, but also very caring and kind. I mean, she's Snow White.
Ultimately, she pulls off Donna Reed.
Like, she is a very Donna Reed type character in Once Upon a Time. Again, I've not seen her in anything outside of Once.
She was in one of those 90s
no. She was in Walk the Line.
Yeah,
she was first Mrs. Johnny Cash.
She was in Walk the Line. She was also in one of those 90s compilation films.
I don't remember. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
But I think Jennifer Goodwin would be an excellent Mary. She already kind of has the short hair with her little pixie cut, and she and Josh just play off of each other so well.
That was going to be my point.
Their chemistry is already there. Like, they're Snow White and Prince Charming, and it's so lovely.
It would be difficult to watch the film in this iteration without having
Snow White and Prince Charming flashbacks. But you know what? It's fine.
Hey, also, check out Once Upon a Time. If you love fairy tales and you love the just reimagining of things, go check out Once Upon a Time. Available to stream at ABC.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yes, sir. All right, who's your Mary, Daddy?
My Mary is a little bit out of the box. And this would be a little bit of a departure. For her to play Donna Reed would be a little bit of a departure. Selena Gomez. But she's one of those up-and-coming actresses that has done... I haven't seen the...
Only Murders. It's Hulu. It's Only Murders in the
Building. Only Murders in the Building. But I'm told she is absolutely exquisite playing off of Martin Short and Steve Martin.
I've seen a bit of it. She is very good playing off of
I think body type, I think her chemistry with Miles Teller would be good, who is my George. And I think Selena Gomez, sweetie, you need to ditch the whole music thing and just go into full-time acting.
She is a very good actress. And the interviews I've seen of her when she's just, being herself, because she doesn't play herself a lot of the time.
Right.
She comes off as a very sweet person, which is what's needed for Mary.
Yeah, one of the pictures I've seen recently that went viral was with a younger sibling of hers, and they seem just incredibly sweet together. So, Selena Gomez.
Coming up next, Clarence. One of the most important characters. He is an angel. He is originally played by Harry Travers. I don't know much about this actor. I'm sorry. I can't really even recall anything I've seen him in outside of...
Tammy and I saw him in something else on Turner Classic Movies. Again, that's kind of our resource, especially during this time of the year when we've got a little bit of downtime. We go to Turner Classic Movies and just catch up on our classic movie fix. But he was a pretty standard actor. He wasn't the A-list guy. He was a B-movie, not B-movie, but he was a second-tier actor. Who is a supporting actor. That's the thing I was looking for. He was a supporting actor in many things.
He's the precious guardian angel who apparently isn't very well believed in by the powers of heaven, because Joseph goes, "It's the clockmaker's turn again." God seems to be on his side, but Joseph's not so much. But Clarence is adorable and precious, and I love him very, very much. I have actually cast an actor that the thing I know him from, he is equal parts very, very sweet, but can also be a fighter. Let's go with that. I have cast Sean Pertwee, best known to me as Alfred from the television show Gotham. Again, while most of his interactions with all of the adult characters, he's very tough, blah, 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 blah. He's Alfred. Anybody who knows the Batman comics knows what Alfred's all about. But when he's with the child/teenage Bruce Wayne character, he is the sweetest teddy bear of a person. And he's got the right look for Clarence. He actually looks a lot like Harry Travers. And he comes off very sweet in all the interviews I've seen with him. He's also the son of a Doctor Who, so that's just one more reason to have Sean Pertwee as my Clarence.
Nice. I have the ultimate, and I cannot take credit for this choosing. Here at the Crossing King Garage, we talk about these videos with our family at times, and Katie, who has been in our videos before, go check out the Books That You Should Read video, assisted. I got to give her the assist on this one. We were talking about Clarence, and she does not like It's a Wonderful Life.
No, she really, really
doesn't.
But
she came up with the perfect Clarence. We love this actor, Sean Astin. Yes, you know him best as from Lord of the Rings.
Samwise
Gamgee from Lord of the Rings. But of late, you will have seen him in a myriad of faith-based films. And this, with its faith basis, would be, I think, a perfect vehicle for him to be Clarence. I think he body type he fits, age-wise now, he's getting closer and closer to fitting. But he also has that innocence. Watch Rudy. He also has that fire in his belly.
Watch Goonies.
Watch Goonies or Woodlawn. And you can see that Sean Astin is I don't know her Sean, but this guy, Sean Astin,
we both cast Sean's.
He would be the perfect quintessential,
I like
torchbearer for Clarence.
I like Sean Astin.
Yeah.
I do.
Good pick.
All right. Up next, we have our villain, Mr. Potter, the man who I imagine struck a great deal of fear into every child that saw this movie.
Well, not only that, but it really kind of ruined the actor's career.
Lionel Barrymore.
Lionel Barrymore came off as typecast after this film, and he had some other films where he was just this jolly, happy fellow, and you're like, dude, you're not supposed to be like that. but he was good. He was incredible. Came from that Barrymore line of actors of the late 20s and early 30s, and had his career all the way up into, I believe, the 60s. He was, but he's most known as this
curmudgeon.
He was
That's a nice
he was
way
a
of calling it.
Scrooge before Scrooge became,
a duck.
No. He was just that guy. I mean, he just was in this film role, just played beautifully by Lionel Barrymore.
All right. So Dad's already admitted that I kind of have the best pick for Mr. Potter. I got dibs on him first. That's how this works. Love you, Daddy. But, all right. My Mr. Potter is Anthony Hopkins. This dude has proven that he can play terrifying. See Hannibal Lecter. He's even when he's not being a bad guy, he comes off very curmudgeonly. Even when he's Odin, he comes off as a bit of a curmudgeon.
One of the Mission Impossibles. No.
Red.
Red
2.
Red 2. That's what I'm thinking of. He comes off as very absent-minded and curmudgeon, at least for a time. Red 2. Go and see the film.
Yeah,
both of those. Red 2.
And then also The Mask of Zorro.
Yes,
him in The Mask of Zorro. Yep. Like, he's got such a gorgeous filmography, and I think he would be a wonderful Mr. Potter. He would definitely strike fear into literally every cast member.
Although I don't know that he's the best. I think my choice is the best.
Well, you have to say where you got him.
I know.
You have to admit what show you've been watching, too.
I have a lot of confessions to make as we go forward. That some of these picks are not necessarily my own, but they're suggestions from the rest of the Crossing Kin family. This one happens to come from Kristen herself. Also a Lord of the Rings alum, John Noble. I think he would be exquisite as Mr. Potter. We have, of late, I've discovered Fringe. Kristen introduced Fringe to me, the television show, and he is bizarre in this film. And I think it is absolutely incredible the kind of range this actor has. And I would love to see him rolling around in that wheelchair and just terrorizing the people of Bedford Falls. I think he would be an exquisite John Noble. Denethor?
Yes, very good.
Denethor from Lord of the Rings, and then I can't remember his character's name on Fringe.
Bishop. Walter Bishop.
Walter Bishop, there you go.
All right. Up next, we have Uncle Billy, the poor, absent-minded, constantly nervous, just bless his heart. You just feel sorry for this guy through the whole film. Like, the whole film.
But he's he is a key character in the fact that he's partners with George's dad in The Building and Loan. He's partners with George later on in The Building and Loan.
He's played by Thomas Mitchell, who I assume was a fairly
another veteran of that time frame. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So my pick for Uncle Billy is Gregory Jabara. Now, many of you may not know this actor. If you're a fan of Blue Bloods, you know him quite well. He plays Garrett, Tom Selleck's right-hand man on that show. Gregory Jabara, I love him in Blue Bloods, and this sounds mean. But I mean it as a compliment. I think he could very, very easily go from scattered to pathetic in very quick succession, because bless him, that's Uncle Billy's character. Mm-hmm. He goes from scattered to pathetic to happy to, and I think Gregory could handle all of the mood changes of Uncle Billy quite well.
That's a very good point. Of all of the characters other than George Bailey, Uncle Billy is the one who really travels the emotional spectrum through the film with George. Now, my Uncle Billy is going to be known by several things. I mean, we've talked about him before here at Crossing Kin when we recast
Knight's Tale.
Thank you, Knight's Tale. He is also one of our favorite characters from
Firefly.
Thank you, Firefly, the television show. He is known to this generation
as a droid.
As a rooster.
And a candy king.
We're
planning a whole video about this actor.
Okay.
Coming next year. So.
My Uncle Billy is Alan Tudyk, who of recently has become much more well cast as a voice actor than he has a screen actor. But I think he would make a very rounded Uncle Billy. I would love to see him in this kind of dramatic role because he has this reputation of being almost this frenetic character in many of the things that he plays, and an on the edge type character. I'd like to see him be able to see if he could pull that back just a bit and pull off the dramatic Uncle Billy.
I think he could do it just based off of that one episode of CSI.
Mm-hmm.
That one episode. We're not going to go into details about that one episode of CSI because it gets uncomfortable. But that one episode of CSI he was in, I think he makes me think he could pull off the dramatic portions.
He was also in The Rookie.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in The Rookie, and that role shows his dramatic chops just a little bit more.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So, cool.
Yeah, I think Alan would do quite well.
Awesome.
All right, moving right along, we're nearly there. Next up, we have Ma Bailey, originally played by Beulah Bondi. She's a little bit like Mary, except she's not in the movie as much.
Another supporting character.
She's another supporting character. She's George's mother. She's the one that sets him up with Mary, or at least hands him his hat to go see her. So, all right. I have cast Diane Farr as Ma Bailey. She is currently starring as Max Thoreau's mother in Fire Country on CBS. Stream it on Paramount Plus. One of the reasons I went with Miss Farr is, honestly, her look. She looks a lot like Ma Bailey, except she's taller. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she's good at playing a mom. She's an excellent mom character in Fire Country. And quite honestly, I think she would take this role with even its little pittance and just go to town with it. I think, and then I also think she would be able to pull off the kind of scary look of Ma mm-hmm. in the alternate reality section as well.
Gotcha. Good cast. Good casting. Mine has Arkansas ties. She was born here in Arkansas, and she has, I want to say she's an Oscar winner as well. Mary Steenburgen is my pick for Ma Bailey.
Married to Ted Danson.
That's right. Currently married to Ted Danson. She was in the Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds as a mother in that movie.
Also and Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, right. Both of which are available streaming, your favorite streaming sources. So, but Mary Steenburgen is this gifted actress who I have seen pull off a variety of dramatic roles and even comedic roles at times. So she's, supporting character in this, which I think is more her comfort range. She seems more comfortable in her own skin as a supporting actress, and she does a beautiful job in the things that we have seen her in. Mary Steenburgen is my Ma Bailey.
All right. We're down to our last two characters, so let's go. Up next is Harry, originally played by Todd Carnes. He is George's brother. I have picked Matt Lanter. This actor we know best from the TV show Timeless, but also as the voice of Anakin Skywalker in all of the animated Star Wars. All of it.
All of it.
We love you, Matt.
We love Matt Lanter.
He is a very, very, very good actor, but also, this is one of the reasons I cast him. He's played a military man before, and that's what Harry becomes.
Right.
So I feel like he would be very comfortable in that. Also, he is younger than Josh. They both look a lot, they favor each other a little bit. So I can completely see them doing the carry Ma down the stairs brother bit at the beginning, and Matt being the excitable younger brother and all that jazz. So yeah, Matt Lanter. That's my Harry.
That's good casting. Harry is one of those supporting characters that is essential for the film's premise. Unfortunately, the actor really doesn't get a lot of our lines. But my pick is most recently known for the television reboot of MacGyver. Also, another suggestion by Kristen. But it's a good pick. Lucas Till is my pick for Harry. Good actor. Really, MacGyver's the only thing I can remember seeing him in very much of.
X-Men prequels.
That's right, the X-Men prequels.
He plays Scott Summers' older brother.
Right.
Havoc.
So he's a good actor. I would love. He's my pick, Harry. Good job.
All right, and last we have Violet. Oh, Violet. Originally played by Gloria Graham.
She was a veteran of stage and screen, and she was in the original Oklahoma, the musical.
Was she Ado Annie?
She was Ado Annie. So, yeah.
Check out our top 10 best film musicals.
Right. Link it anytime we can, friends.
Yep.
Link it anytime we can. So, exquisite actress. She did a beautiful job of Violet, and she is that character that just kind of runs through the course of the entire film, that you're like, oh, I wonder when Violet's showing up.
All right, my Violet. She's someone that maybe you guys don't know quite as well, but you really, really should, because she's a phenomenal actor. Her name is Georgina Haig. She was Elsa in Once Upon a Time. Also, she has a part in Fringe, but because he's not there yet, I can't really go into who she is. But this actress, she's lovely. She's a gorgeous blonde, and her Elsa has proven that she can pull off the sass of Violet, but also the very sweet maturity that Violet eventually develops. So Georgina Haig, that's mine.
I have to also confess, at the death of Treat Williams, Tammy and I have begun watching the television show Everwood that was originally brought to you by the CW, I think.
Yep.
And on this, we were shocked to find some of the actors and actresses that were supporting characters in this television show. One of which is a very young Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. Others are the other gentleman, the other young man character. I lost his name, but he was in The Patriot with Mel Gibson, even younger. But I have found my Violet here as well. Not as the young person that we see her on in Everwood, but as the hero slash villain.
Maybe? Question mark? We're still not sure.
We're not sure in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I'm casting Emily Van Camp as the role of Violet. I think she's beautiful. I think she can pull off the platinum blonde attitude that you need in this role, and I just think she needs to be redeemed. Marvel, redeem the character. Don't leave her
Sharon
there.
Carter. Do not let Sharon Carter be a villain.
Don't let her redeem her. But anyway, in her redemption as an actress, I have cast her as my Violet in It's a Wonderful Life.
I like that. I think she'd do a good job.
I think she'd do a good job. There you have it, folks. I mean, what do you think? That's our recasted. Who would you put in these titular roles? It's a classic film, again, that we do not wish to ever see be remade unless it happens to be a Cross and Kim property when you take us viral. What do you think? Did we miss the mark on any of these? I mean, should Kristen not have suggested so many of mine?
Hey, you asked for help.
I did ask for help. I have to confess. Between Kristen and the internet, I could not be able to suggest anything. I don't think. But those are our picks for our recast it of the classic "It's a Wonderful Life."
This is our last video of 2023, guys. The year is screaming to a halt, and we hope that we will be able to keep bringing y'all some amazing Crossing King content into the new year, and we hope that you guys will come along with us.
Our production manager has already been busy at work looking at the next themes for the every other week Crossing Kin Entertainment production of Crossing Kin. We are very, very thankful for your patronage and your viewership this year. We thank you, we appreciate you, and we hope from the Crossing King Garage that you have the absolute best New Year's safe celebrations that you can, and we look forward to coming to see you in the new year.
From all of us here at Crossing Kin, Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
Holidays. We'll see you next year. Bye!